Melissa here from GirlGoneFishing. This is really exciting. I'm getting ready to go up to East Harbor State Park Campground for an entire week, actually 9 days, by myself. So I need practice with my electronics, I need practice with fishing techniques, and I'm taking a week vacation to go get some time to practice. So I have a tournament this weekend with Toledo Area Kayak Anglers League, Tackle, T-A-K-A-L. It's a small group up by Toledo, human powered, like no motors. I've never fished with them before, but they have a charity tournament up on East Harbor this weekend, and I thought I'd go give them some support. And then I have a tournament next weekend up on East Harbor with Ohio Kayak Fishing, my regular trail. And I was like, oh no, I just committed to do this thing where I have to drive like 4.5 hours each way, you know, so many times. Then I realized I had a week of vacation I hadn't used, so there we go. I am going up and I'm gonna stay there through this weekend's tournament and then next weekend's tournament, and I'm gonna have the weekend between to practice. So 2 of the days are looking really stormy, so I'm gonna do tourist things. So this video is going to be like a trip video. It's gonna be going up, doing some fishing, doing some touristy things, and then going home. So if you wanna see the specific days with the GoPro footage like from the water, then whoo, cicada, cicada flyby. But if you want to see the specific day videos with the GoPro footage from the water, look on my GirlGoneFishing channel. Each day is broken up into a practice video, but for this one, it's just an overview trip video, kind of fun, something totally different for me to try. See what you guys think. So, all right, come along with me. We are going to East Harbor for a week. Wow, I've never seen this place so empty. I guess I've never been here so early. Oh my goodness, this is wild. I'm gonna be camping so far away from anybody else. I'm down here. So I'm all set up and don't really have anything to do for the next hour or so until it's time for bed. So I think I'm gonna go drive and look at some of the stuff that I love up here. All right, oh, you wanna see my camp? All right, there it is. You want to check out the tent? Here it is. This is home for the next week. It is cozy. So far it's been an awesome trip, even though I'm getting rained on. I figured I was already wet from the tent setup. I'd come out here and check out Erie. There's Erie back there. It's my traditional place to stop and see. You see, this is Marblehead. That was Middle Harbor, right? Yeah, that's Middle Harbor where I fished last time I was up here, but they drained it for a birding habitat. And there's the big lake. Ah, it's beautiful. All right, now it's time to go back to camp, get in the tent, getting warm, dry clothes. And yeah, I am really excited to get out on East Harbor tomorrow. Haven't been there in a while, and I love this place. And excited to do some good for some charity with a new group, meet some new people. So see you guys tomorrow. I feel like I'm surrendering the field to him. Good morning, happy Saturday morning. It's tournament day up here at East Harbor. All right, so my plan for the day is, you know, this is East Harbor, it's all about the grass. It's earlier than I've ever been up here before, and the grass probably hasn't grown up a lot, but it's probably emerging down the bottom. So I'm just gonna be chatterbait all day. Chatterbait, I've got like 2 different chatterbaits tied on right now, a spinnerbait, a buzzbait. I've got a Ned rig, and I've got a square bill crankbait for cranking like the riprap break walls and stuff. So I'm just gonna power fish. I think this is gonna be a power fishing day. We'll see how it goes. All right, I gotta get going. All right, fish number 1 on a chatterbait. Well, the tournament's over. It was really fun. I got 3 bass, 50 inches. So a big thank you to the guys that run Toledo Area Kayak Anglers League. This was really fun. It was a charity tournament, so that's awesome. And I am going to take some time and be a tourist and enjoy this beauty. Look at this. Check out that lighthouse. And then I'm going to get up and do it again tomorrow. I've never been so happy to be back in my tent before. Woo, today was a workout. So I pedaled about 7 miles around East Harbor in 18-mile-per-hour winds.
and it was a workout. But I was determined not to stay like stagnant. I wanted to keep moving, just keep moving, see if you can find the fish, just keep moving, keep casting. And I am worn out, but it feels good. So my legs were so thrashed after that that I decided to go do a little walking. So I went and looked at a lighthouse, and then I went and looked at a pier. Everything's still rocking because it was so wavy out there. This is intense rocking. All right, it's about time to get ready for bed for people who want to be up pre-dawn. I want to be down at the ramp at dawn because I want to see if I can get that morning bite extended by getting there earlier. No tournament tomorrow, just fun. So, see you guys on the water tomorrow. Good morning from East Harbor up on Lake Erie, and it is sunrise. My favorite time to be on the water. So no tournament today, it's a practice day. I've been out here about 20 minutes, and so far what I figured out is that what I was doing yesterday isn't working today. Yesterday I was catching fish on a red jackhammer chatterbait, and that didn't work. So I went down this stretch that I caught fish on yesterday, and I downsized to mini max, and I caught a fish. So just learned something. It could be because it's not as windy and cloudy today. It's more sunny and bright, less wind. So maybe they went something smaller then. I don't know, but it's gonna be fun. Practice day, no pressure, just discovering, learning. Yay! Check this guy out. Ooh, biggest fish of the trip so far. Wow, he's so heavy. Ooh, I'm so excited. Well, I put in 9 hours on the water today, and it was a lot windier than this. Look at how calm it is right now. Man, if my legs didn't hurt so bad, I'd get back out there. But man, no, after yesterday doing the tournament in 18-mile-per-hour winds, and then today 9 hours was all I could take. My legs started screaming after about 7.5 hours, but I pushed through for a little more, wanted to maximize my time up here. Hey, good morning. It is Monday morning. I've been up here since Friday. It's really awesome to have time on the water where I don't have the pressure of a tournament. I hardly ever have this. So I'm actually practicing my electronics, trying to figure out how to use those things like the side imaging and the down imaging, how to leave a mark, all that stuff, and trying to learn more about East Harbor. It's beautiful out there. Right now, my legs are like, no, not more pedaling, but the rest of them just like, yay! Look at that. I don't know what that bright spot is, but it's holding all those fish. See the shadows? That is really crazy. Out in here, the grass hasn't grown up or anything, and then just, maybe it's a little rock. Well, that wraps up my Monday out on the water. I managed to stay out for about 10.5 hours today. I just really got into it, and I kept thinking, man, if I leave, I'm gonna miss the opportunity to find one more thing. And then after a while, I realized that my body was saying, oh my gosh, like stop. I just chugged a bunch of water, and now I gotta go figure out the food situation. So today's accomplishment was, I think I finally figured out how to use the side scan, and started a little bit on down scan. I like side scan, I get it now. I mean, I get the advantage, and I think I finally understand pre-fishing. I think I finally understand, like I went out and I found drop-offs and rocks and logs and trees, and sometimes I just found random piles of fish. Not much going on at the old campground tonight. So here's my campsite. Here's the rest of the campground. At least it's going to be quiet. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. The 30-mile-per-hour winds have arrived as promised. Bad storms moving in tonight, but it's going to blow like this all day. Intermittent rain. And no fishing for me. I'm not getting out there in this. Today, my plan is a little bit of work on the tackle, and then a little bit of tourist stuff. I want to get out and do some walking because I've worked my legs so hard over the last 3 days. They're sore, and those of you that follow know I had
I have a torn meniscus and sprained ligaments in both of my knees right now. So I'm about 5 weeks after the injury, but they're really sore when I pedal. So I found that if I do some moving after the tournaments, or if I do some moving after pedaling, I'm better off the next day. So I've been taking little walks at night after I get off the kayak, and on my day off today, I'm gonna do a little more walking. So today I'm at, I believe this is the Port Clinton Lighthouse Park, cool little pier. There's the Lake Erie, and this is actually, I think, the Portage River. So it goes way back in there. That's a nice option for a fishing trip someday. While I was out and about, I came over to check and see if this one area of West Harbor was any more protected from the wind. It's not. It'll be interesting to see what the water conditions, like the water clarity, is like on East Harbor when I get back out there tomorrow. It's Monday evening at East Harbor Campground, and I'm trying to do some tackle prep, and it's trying to thunderstorm. So it's been threatening all day, and it kind of broke up, but I'm thankful it wasn't as bad as they said it was going to be. They were talking tornadoes and hail and all that stuff, but can you hear that? It's definitely rumbling. And the Weather Channel just told me lightning hit 7 miles away, so I better get going packing that up. But then I'm just going to crawl in my tent, call it a night, and get ready for tomorrow. I finally have a neighbor. There's Joe Fuller over there. He was Fireball Jigs. Now it's, oh gosh, Joe, I can't remember. He just changed his name. So yay, neighbors. But all right, it's getting windy. The rain's blowing in. Got to put all this away, get ready for tomorrow. Another pre-fishing day. Time to take it to the tent. Good morning, happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday morning, and I am racing to get out there for sunrise on East Harbor. It's right now at 6 a.m. and it's 45 degrees with 10-mile-per-hour winds. So brr, but I had such a breakthrough 2 days ago on using my electronics that I really want to spend a full day out here mapping, see if I can find like hidden rocks, stuff like that. So I have a tournament on Saturday, but today is going to be an awesome day out there. And how can you not love any day that starts with that and that? Oh, I love this. All right, I'll see you out there. It's a little bit of a chilly one this morning. So I'm wearing a lot of clothes though, and I'm getting warm when I'm pedaling, especially out there against the 10-mile-per-hour winds. But unless the wind changes, it'll blow me back to the ramp at the end of the day. But it's kind of funny. Like I try to plan going into the wind at start, and it almost always changes, so I go into the wind at the end too. Look at this. Good morning, happy Thursday. It's gonna be a lazy day up here at East Harbor. My alarm went off at 4 a.m. It was raining, the wind was howling, and I hurt. My body hurts. I thought maybe I should take a day off, get everything reorganized before I'm gonna pre-fish tomorrow, which is Friday, and then the tournament's Saturday. So today I'm gonna do a little reorganizing, take it easy, rest up, and maybe do some touristy stuff. There's supposed to be some storms rolling in around noon, but it's gonna be nice until then. So I just went down to the beach and watched the sunrise, and now I'm back at camp, and I think I'm gonna try out my new electric kettle to make coffee. So I come from like a backpacking background, and when I started camping with these guys, I was like, you can't bring a cooler and you can't bring an air mattress, and you know, I was bringing my little like thermarest pad and nothing else. But you know, it turns out we're car camping and we're older, and it's luxury. It's not about like, you know, being hardcore and cool like it was back in the day. So I'm starting to pick up like how to do this, you know, because it's all kind of new to me, like how to bring the luxury stuff. So I found this electric kettle online. It's Amazon Basics. It was really pretty inexpensive. So I actually brought coffee singles to use this time. I don't know if you guys have had them. They work really well. Okay, I've got everything organized and put away, tidied up for the morning. And now I can sit down and enjoy my coffee. Kind of feel like Mr. Rogers. That's wonderful. This is so awesome. I mean, I should be out there practicing. I did a little camp reorganizing, got all my batteries charged, and then decided I deserved a little touristing fun. So I'm over here checking out Lake Erie. Isn't that gorgeous? It's roaring today. Like the Marble House Lighthouse right here. And check this out. That is Cedar Point Amusement Park. Hey, so still doing my too windy to fish tourist things. I did a little actual productivity stuff back at camp and then decided I get to drive around and see some stuff. So that is the Huron Lighthouse on Lake Erie. Yeah, isn't that cool? I never get to do this when I travel anywhere. Like, I usually just go to do something and then you do that and you go home. So I've had just the best time wandering around. I just Googled, like, what do I need to see around here? And they're like, well, have you seen the Huron Lighthouse? And I'm like, no. Now I have. They all have these nice little trails to walk out to them. But I got a boogie because this storm's coming in. I don't want to be out here when it's lightning. So it's really weird. I was just driving along in the rain and my car ended up here. Huh. Well, I guess I gotta go in. You know, sometimes things just happen. Like strawberry ice cream. All right, water temp is 60.5 to start. Air temp is gonna be like 50 something right now. And the wind, there's the wind. All right, let's see if we can get a buzzbait fish. That's the storm that's making all the rumbling over there. Can you guys see it? You can see the rain coming down right there. Look at that. Clear sky and then rain. Well, that got really weird. There was a little pop-up storm on my right and a little pop-up storm on my left, and the Weather Channel insisted that I was safe, but you know how lightning kind of precedes the cloud, like it goes on the outside of the cloud? Well, I was on the outside of two clouds. So with all the rumbling and the thunder on both sides of me, I decided to pull out, like, you know, to be safe, but I was closer to the kayak ramp than to my ramp. So I hugged the shoreline and just came to the kayak ramp. Now I'm just gonna wait for this one little storm to pass and then I'm gonna go back to playing with my Garmin out there, finding the secrets for tomorrow. No, I really haven't found anything, but it's been so cool learning to use that thing. Well, this is what I come back to today. It's Friday afternoon. Everyone's moving into the campground. I'm in a traffic jam. There's my little tent down there. And I've got an RV moving in next door. That's unfortunate. They often run like generators all night. But that's okay. I've got good earbuds to block everything out. What a difference, huh? This is really wild. I'm pedaling as hard as I can and I'm barely making any progress when the wind's blowing. I don't know how I'm going to do this. We're only 1 hour in and I'm exhausted already. Okay, it's 8:04 and I've got my limit 74 3/4 inches. This is unbelievable. I was so disheartened. I didn't think I'd be able to do anything, but I actually found this spot in pre-fishing. So I'm surrounded by like 6,000 kayakers right now. So I'm going to get back to it. I am so cold right now. So cold. Well, it was one of my better tournaments. It was actually my first tournament that I got to submit bass so far this year. My first 3 tournaments were a skunk, and then my 4th tournament didn't use the TourneyX software. So this was the first time I got to submit a bass to TourneyX, and that was awesome. I got my limit and I got to call fish. That was awesome. What people wanted to know, what of my week of practice helped me? Well, I found my spot that I caught fish on in practice. And what I think it was there was this big flat cove, and this was the last like before the cove. So, I mean, there really isn't coves on East Harbor, you know, but as much covey as the East Harbor gets. You know, like it's the shallow end, and then there was one point before the shallow end, and that's where the fish were. So I found that in practice. I caught one fish and then I left it. And then I came back today and they were there. I caught a ton of fish, but I just couldn't upgrade my 16 inchers. And I caught fish and I caught fish, and I finally said, maybe I have to leave to upgrade. So I left and I pedaled around to a bunch of spots I marked during my practice, and nothing. I didn't get anything. Well, I got like some 13 inchers, but so I went back to that place that I've been catching the fish, and I caught a whole bunch more like 15 and 16 inchers, but they didn't help me, so I never did get an upgrade. I have to send a huge thank you to Strictly Sail Kayak for being a big supporter of this tournament series. The Ohio Kayak Fishing, and my other trail, Cincinnati Kayak Fishing, would not exist without the support of Strictly Sail Kayak. So thank you guys.
I had to keep score. Set the hook and I was like, God dang, it's a giant. It was a big no.
Well, it's Sunday morning and I have to go home. I'm so bummed. I had the best week. I mean, this was fantastic. I've always said I wish there was like a boot camp for learning to fish, a boot camp for bass, and this was my boot camp. This was the most I've ever learned, the most time I've ever spent on the water, just studying, learning, like no pressure of a tournament for most of the days. I learned how to use my Garmin finally, and this week, I mean, I learned so much about how to do the mapping. I learned so much about what pre-fishing is. I learned a little bit about how to use pre-fishing in a tournament, and just overall, like, I feel more legitimate, you know, like I feel like I belong more. I feel like just a little bit I've earned my stripes because I kind of understand more. Like I know what I'm talking about a little bit more. I feel more comfortable with my equipment, and it's just so invaluable. I'm so thankful for having this time, and I can't wait to see if I can do anything with this information like going forward and just get better and better. I have to say a huge thank you to Strictly Sail Kayak for getting me on that Hobie Lynx. I would just not have interest in this as much as I do without a kayak that I'm madly in love with, like my Hobie Lynx. It is comfortable, lightweight. I can put it on top of my car. It's agile. I can spend hours and hours and hours in it, and I just don't mind it. Stand up, sit down, waves, no waves, wind, no wind. It doesn't matter. My Lynx can do anything. Well, most anything. So, and thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate y'all that have followed along with my journey. I'm excited for how things are going on the fishing side, and yeah, I'm happy you guys are coming along with me. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on the water on the next one.